So when you get your Raven system, the first thing you want to do is sight in your bow to the new weight. This is actually the replacement for your current insert. It weighs exactly the same as the transmitter itself. So this is the working transmitter. And you can see it's got a backup antenna. It's a compression fit, and I'll show you how that goes in a minute. But what you want to do with your arrows is when you buy your arrows, don't get the replacement, don't use the original OEM inserts. You would put these replacement inserts in. We give you a half a dozen of these and you can buy more. These you'd want to use on your practice arrows and your other hunting arrows that aren't outfitted with the transmitter. Use regular super glue or insert glue for these particular arrows. You're going to find your arrows fly phenomenal with these. So you're going to get better performance because you got forward of center weighting. It adds about 50 grains net, 50 to 60 grains depending on your arrow brand. For these Easton bow fires, it's about 50 grains. For the Maxima Reds, it's about 60 grains it adds. Their inserts are a little less. Great thing about this, I love shooting big fixed broadheads on whitetails. I shoot a smaller fixed on elk and buffalo and larger game. I can shoot regular blazer vanes, no problem with these big tomahawk heads. So I prefer a large fixed blade to an expandable, but if you shoot expandables, they'll shoot great, or fixed, they shoot great. So you're going to find your arrows fly straighter, penetrate better. You get minimal drop. The drop really isn't noticeable until you get out to 50 yards with a 65-pound bow, and it's only a couple inches at 60. So adding that 50 grains gives you a lot of benefit forward of center. A lot of people are putting forward of center weighting in their arrows as a rule, so this does that with the actual transmitter. So we'll kind of show you. So there's your insert. When you're putting in the actual transmitter, the lead wire goes in first, and we'll show you this. The antenna goes into the end of the arrow. So you just feed that wire in. The insert goes into the arrow. And if it's loose like this, you would have to put a low temperature glue. The bow fires tend to vary, whereas like a Maxima Red and some of the others are very true to dimension. So if it's that loose, you would want to put a little bit of low temperature glue that we've included in the kit on the metal portion of the transmitter. But most of them are compression fit. When you find you get to the plastic insert, it takes quite a bit of force to install it. So you would put that up against, I'd like pushing it from the side against a flat surface like a table, and that would insert that and you'll feel it snap in. And then when you tighten down your broadhead or your field point, it's an expandable piece, that plastic piece, and it helps grip the arrow. So in many cases you don't have to glue these in if you don't prefer not to, but if it's an instance where it's loose like this one and you can just pull it out, you would want to put some low temperature glue on here. With the low temperature glue, you'd be able to remove it in the future, and we'll show you how to remove it once we get further into the instructions on how to use this. That's basically how you fit up your arrows. So again, we give you 6 of these. So fit up all your practice arrows and your extra hunting arrows with the replacement inserts, and then however many transmitter arrows you bought. So buy your arrows without inserts.